Hi, this is Divya from SNS College of Technology, belonging to the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. We are going to see IoT System Architecture, Unit 1, Basics of IoT. In that, we are going to see the various types of sensors and sensing techniques. First of all, what we are going to see what a sensor. A sensor is a device that measure physical input from its environment and convert it into data that can be interpreted by either by human or a machine. These are the different types of sensors that we are using in our everyday life. Difference between sensor and transducer. Sensor is a module or chip that observe changes happening in the physical world and send feedback to the microcontroller or microprocessor. Transducer also observe the changes happening in the physical world, but unlike a sensor, it does not require power. It measures the change and convert it into the form of voltage output. In classification of sensors, we are having a active and passive sensors. In passive sensor requires an external source of power to work. Active sensor does not require any external source of power. And also we are having another type of sensors like analog and digital sensor. Analog sensor gives output in the form of analog output when they detect a changes in external parameter ranges from 0 to 5 volt. Digital sensor produce discrete values either 0 and 1s. This is a one type of sensor called temperature sensor. Temperature sensor are used for measuring the temperature of any object or medium. We are using a thermocouple or thermistor or as a temperature sensor. A proximity sensor. A proximity sensor or sensing device capable of detecting the presence of object without any physical contact. These are the most commonly used sensor. The different kind of proximity sensors depending on the physical quantity they measure. It will send us some type of radiations that will interact that can send to the target. If you are detecting any, if it detects any object that are present in the sensor, it will automatically sense the data and transmit it to the microcontroller. This is the proximity sensor. Ultrasonic sensor uses an ultrasonic waves to detect any object in its path. It has a transmitter and a receiver which are made by a piezoelectric crystal. The transmitter produces an ultrasonic waves and the wave hit the object and return back to the same path which is detected by the ultrasonic receiver. This is an ultrasonic sensor and we have either it have emitter and also a detector. Next one is a light sensor. Light sensor also known as photoelectric device or photosensors. It converts light energy into electrical signal. Photoelectronic sensor use light to detect the presence or absence of an object. It emits a light beam from its light emitting element, and the reflective type photoelectric sensor is used to detect the light beam from the reflector light beam that are reflected from the target. A beam of light is emitted from the light emitting element and received by its light receiving element. PIR is a passive infrared sensor commonly used to detect the infrared light radiating from a body. It uses a pair of pyroelectric sensors to detect heat energy in the surrounding environment. It uses a pair of pyroelectric sensors and sense that sensors sit beside each other, and when the signal differentiation between the two sensors changes. Color sensor is used to detect the color of a material. It emits a light on object and detect the reflected light to measure the intensity of red, blue and green light, reflecting black from the sensor. Reflecting back from the sensor. These sensors are also equipped with filters to reject the unwanted IR light and UV light. Then we are going to see that touch sensor. Touch sensor are also known as tactile sensor used for detecting or recording physical touch. They work either by allowing or changing the forward backward of current in the circuit. These sensors are widely used as a switches or embedded in displays to make display register a command. Gas sensor. Gas sensors are used to detect the presence of different types of gases and the concentration present in the environment. They are commonly used to detect toxic or explosive gases and measure gas concentration by changing the resistance value. Detailed explanation on gas sensor can be found here by using MQ2 gas sensor is widely used for detecting methane, butane, LPG and smoke. Finally, we are going to see humidity sensor. Humidity sensor is also known as hygrometer sensor, used for measuring humidity in the air. It senses and measures both moisture and air temperature. The ratio of moisture in the air to highest amount of moisture at particular air temperature is can be calculated. This is the humidity sensor that we are using. Thank you.